Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Maria. I'm your host, Maria, and joining me today is my fantastic co-host, Alex.
Hey everyone, great to be here, Maria. We're excited to dive into some really useful English phrases.
Absolutely. And today, Alex and I are tackling that awkward moment when you forget someone's name.
Oh, Maria, I know that feeling. Your brain just goes blank.
Exactly, Alex. Imagine you meet someone, chat, and then poof, their name vanishes.
Today, Maria and I will cover 5 key phrases related to this scenario.
First up, Alex, in a bit of a hurry.
This means you don't have much time, like, sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry to catch my train.
Next, Alex, contact details.
This is information like your name, phone, email, how people can reach you. Could I get your contact details?
Our third phrase, Alex, is slipped my mind.
This means you accidentally forgot something. Oh no, our meeting slipped my mind.
Moving on, Alex, around here.
This means close by or in this area, like, is there a good cafe around here?
And finally, Alex, terrible with.
This means you're bad at something. I'm terrible with names, for example.
Now, Alex, our Fluency Builder tip, instead of how are you, try how is it going?
Maria, it's a very common casual greeting.
So, Alex, ever had an embarrassing moment forgetting a name?
Oh, absolutely, Maria. Just last week, I blanked on someone's name when introducing them. So awkward.
Alex, I've done that too. The worst. But here's a trick. Try to get their business card or email.
Smart, Maria. You have their name written down.
Exactly, Alex.
So Maria and I will play a short dialogue, fast, then slow, then natural. Listen for the phrases.
Hi, Tom. Nice to see you here.
You too, Maya. Are you in a bit of a hurry? You seem to be rushing.
Oh, just a little. I have another meeting around here soon. By the way, I'm terrible with names. It just slipped my mind for a second. Could I possibly get your contact details?
Of course. Here's my card. Don't worry, it happens to everyone. Sometimes names just slip my mind too.
How did you do, Alex? Were you able to catch all the phrases? Practice makes perfect, Maria. Don't worry if you didn't get them all the first time. Re-listen and try again. We encourage you all to try using these phrases in your everyday conversations.
That's a fantastic point, Maria. Consistent practice is truly the key. It's not about memorizing a list of words, but about integrating them naturally into your speech. And don't forget, everyone, to listen to native English speakers as much as possible, whether it's through movies, TV shows, or even just listening to conversations around you if you're in an English-speaking environment.
Absolutely, Alex. Immersion, even if it's just through media, makes a huge difference. And when you're listening, try to actively identify the phrases we've discussed today. The more you hear them in context, the more easily you'll be able to use them yourself. We also want to remind everyone about the importance of pronunciation. Sometimes, even if you use the right words, a mispronounced sound can make it difficult for native speakers to understand you.
That's very true, Maria. We actually have some fantastic pronunciation guides on our website, Learn English with Maria, that break down tricky sounds and intonation patterns. We've had a lot of positive feedback on those. For example, practicing the subtle difference between sheet and sit can be a real game changer for clarity.
Yes, those minimal pairs are crucial, Alex. We also often talk about linking words, which is when native speakers connect sounds between words, making sentences flow more smoothly. For instance, instead of saying, "What do you want to do?" it often sounds like, "What do you want to do?" It can be a bit challenging at first, but it dramatically improves your listening comprehension and makes your own speech sound more natural.
That's a great example, Maria. The more you listen for these connected speech patterns, the more you'll start to pick them up and even use them yourself. It's like unlocking a secret level of fluency. And don't forget the power of phrasal verbs. They're everywhere in English and can often confuse learners because their meaning isn't always obvious from the individual words. Take look up, for example. It can mean to search for information or to admire someone.
That's a brilliant point, Alex. Phrasal verbs are definitely a hurdle for many, but they're so common. We've dedicated entire episodes to them on Learn English with Maria because they're simply indispensable. Think about get by, meaning to manage with difficulty, or put off, meaning to postpone. They add so much color and nuance to the language. We could spend an entire session just on the different meanings of get.
We absolutely could, Maria, and perhaps we should. It's a very versatile verb. Beyond vocabulary and pronunciation, Maria, I think it's also important to touch on cultural nuances in English. Language isn't just about words, it's about context, tone, and understanding the unwritten rules of communication. For instance, directness varies greatly between cultures. What might be considered rude in one culture is perfectly normal in another.
You're spot on, Alex. Understanding these cultural differences can prevent misunderstandings and make your interactions much smoother. For example, in many English-speaking cultures, using please and thank you extensively is crucial for politeness, even for small requests. Or understanding sarcasm, which is very common in English humor, can be quite a challenge if you're not used to it.
Oh, sarcasm is a classic one, Maria. It's often misunderstood. A lot of our viewers ask about how to detect it. Usually it's in the tone of voice or the obvious exaggeration of what's being said. It's something that just comes with more exposure to the language. And speaking of exposure, we want to encourage all of you, our wonderful learners, to create an immersive environment for yourselves, even if you're not living in an English-speaking country. Change your phone language to English, read English news, watch English YouTube channels. Like ours, Learn English with Maria.
Excellent advice, Alex. Every little bit helps. And don't underestimate the power of finding a language partner. Practicing with someone, even if it's just for 15, 20 minutes a day, can dramatically boost your confidence and fluency. You can find partners online, through language exchange apps, or even in local meetup groups. It's a great way to put what you learn into active use.
It truly is, Maria. Active practice is non-negotiable for progress. And when you're practicing, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are your best teachers. Every time you say something incorrectly, it's an opportunity to learn and improve. We've certainly made our share of blunders over the years while learning other languages, haven't we, Maria?
Absolutely, Alex. Countless times. And those are often the moments we remember most vividly and learn from the most. It just reinforces that language learning is a journey, not a destination. There will always be more to learn, new nuances to discover, and new ways to express yourself. And that's what makes it so exciting. We're constantly learning alongside you, our audience.
That's a beautiful way to put it, Maria. It's a continuous adventure. So keep exploring, keep experimenting with the language, and most importantly, keep enjoying the process. If you have any specific questions about grammar points, or if there's a particular topic you'd like us to discuss in future episodes of Learn English with Maria, please drop it in the comments. We're always looking for new ideas to help you all improve.
Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Alex and I genuinely read and appreciate every comment. We want Learn English with Maria to be your go-to resource for practical, engaging English lessons. So whether it's slang, formal English for business, or simply how to order coffee confidently, let us know. We're here to help you achieve your English learning goals.
And remember, consistency is more important than intensity. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of focused learning each day is far more effective than cramming for hours once a week. Make English a regular part of your daily routine. Listen to our podcasts while you're commuting, or do a quick grammar exercise during your lunch break. Every small step adds up.
That's a perfect point, Alex. And it reminds me, we often get asked about resources for different learning styles. Some people love watching videos, others prefer listening to podcasts, and some really benefit from written exercises. What do you usually recommend, Alex, for someone who's just starting to figure out their preferred learning method?
That's a great question, Maria. I usually suggest trying a little bit of everything at first. Spend a week watching English vlogs, then a week listening to a short daily news podcast in English, then try some online quizzes or flashcards. The key is to pay attention to what feels most engaging and what helps the information stick. For example, if you find yourself doodling while listening to a podcast, maybe visual learning is more your thing and videos might be more effective.
That makes a lot of sense, Alex. It's about self-discovery in the learning process. And for those who prefer more structured learning, we also offer comprehensive lesson plans on our website, Learn English with Maria, covering everything from beginner grammar to advanced conversational skills. These are designed to give you a clear path forward.
Exactly, Maria. A structured approach can be really reassuring for some learners, providing a roadmap. But even with the structure, remember to incorporate fun. Learning shouldn't feel like a chore. If you love cooking, find English cooking shows. If you're into gaming, look for English-speaking streamers. This makes the language acquisition feel natural and enjoyable.
That's excellent advice, Alex. Integrating English into your hobbies makes it less about studying and more about living the language. It creates a much more sustainable learning habit. And don't forget about the power of review. It's not enough to learn a new phrase once. You need to revisit it multiple times over days and weeks to truly solidify it in your long-term memory. Spaced repetition systems can be incredibly helpful for this.
Oh, Maria, spaced repetition is a game changer. Tools like Anki or Quizlet are fantastic for making sure those new vocabulary words and phrases actually stick. It's much more efficient than just rereading notes. And it allows you to build a robust vocabulary over time without feeling overwhelmed. We might even do an episode demonstrating how to use those tools effectively.
That's a fantastic idea, Alex. A practical tutorial would be incredibly useful for our viewers. And speaking of practicality, Maria and I also want to emphasize the importance of context. Learning words in isolation is less effective than learning them within sentences or short dialogues. This helps you understand how words are actually used by native speakers, including their connotations and common collocations.
You're absolutely right, Maria. For instance, you make a decision, you don't do a decision. These natural pairings or collocations are what make your English sound truly fluent, and they're best learned by seeing and hearing them in context, rather than just from a dictionary list. Our dialogue practices in these episodes are designed specifically for that purpose.
Exactly, Alex. Our goal with Learn English with Maria is to provide practical, real-world English that you can use immediately. It's not just about grammar rules, but about communication. And remember, every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your fluency goals. Don't be discouraged by plateaus. They happen to everyone. Just keep pushing through.
That's an important message, Maria. Plateaus can be frustrating, but they're a natural part of any learning curve. Sometimes when you feel like you're not making progress, it just means your brain is reorganizing and consolidating what you've already learned. Just keep showing up, even on days when it feels difficult. It will pay off.
Perseverance is key, Alex. And remember to celebrate your small victories. Successfully using a new phrase in a conversation, understanding a complex sentence in a movie, or even just having a smooth interaction with a native speaker. These are all huge achievements that deserve recognition. Acknowledge your progress, and it will motivate you to keep going.
Such a positive outlook, Maria. And it's so important for motivation. Sometimes we get so focused on the ultimate goal that we forget to appreciate how far we've already come. So take a moment, pat yourselves on the back, and know that Maria and I are incredibly proud of your dedication and hard work. Keep those questions and comments coming. We love to engage with you all and hear about your journeys.
We truly do, Alex. Your engagement fuels our passion for creating these lessons. And as we continue to build our community here at Learn English with Maria, we're excited to bring you even more interactive content, perhaps even some live Q&A sessions in the future where you can ask us your English questions directly. What do you think about that, Alex?
That would be absolutely fantastic, Maria. I think a live Q&A would be a brilliant way to connect even more directly with our learners and address their specific queries in real time. It would be a great addition to our regular episodes. We could even have themed Q&As, focusing on business English or travel phrases or even just general conversation.
I love that idea, Alex. Themed Q&As would be super helpful. So, to all our viewers, let us know in the comments if a live Q&A sounds like something you'd be interested in and what topics you'd like us to cover. Your input guides us in making Learn English with Maria the best resource it can be for you. We're constantly evolving and striving to meet your learning needs.
Exactly, Maria. We're here for you, our amazing learning community. And remember, the journey to fluency is unique for everyone. There's no single right way to learn. Find what works for you, embrace the challenges, and enjoy the process of unlocking new communication possibilities. It's an incredible skill to acquire.
It truly is, Alex. The ability to communicate in English opens up so many doors, personally and professionally. And Maria and I are thrilled to be a part of that journey with each and every one of you. So keep practicing, keep asking questions, and keep that curiosity alive. We're always here, ready to help.